you're gonna get bucky. Hurt. All in your brain. Hurt. Get bucky, you're gonna. What you gonna do? 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 Open up. Stunt. Violation.
Hey, Shama.
Did you violate it?
Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Don't play with it. I just want a roughneck on it. Big just want. Ask me if I'm finished now. I just begun. Hey, Shama.
Did you violate it?
Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Don't play with it. I just want a roughneck on it. Big just want. Ask me if I'm finished now. I just begun. I ain't giving out no to no just for fun. Are you dumb? 100 man, I don't know no other man. Like 100 just for 100 bands. I don't even got me 100 bands. I'm still gonna make me 100 M's with 100 plans. Give me peso. I carry like I'm Prego. Get a roll with Chrome Petro. Shoulda knew it from the get-go. Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Come on, baby, don't play with it, don't play with it. Just lay in it. Spin all day in it. My hitters don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. They stay with it. I'm okay with it. Yeah, they come to me, they don't play with it.
He want a 10-piece, make it all flex. He just want a phone call or a text back. Never got touched, but a stay. Why would I DM it first when I'm the catch? 100 bands, it's 100 bands. You like 100, ain't got one man. You like 100, ain't got one. Whole lot of speaking on me, that ain't done. Dropped 100 on the penny, that big as Lola. They can't stand to see me winning, so they blame payola. Big choker, no mediocre. I ain't never doing, I barely do the cola.
Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Come on, baby, don't play with it, don't play with it. Just lay in it. Spin all day in it. My hitters don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. They stay with it. I'm okay with it. When they come to me, they don't play with it.
I'm on demon. My DM say I'm pretty, I know. Really messy, I'm a rich gold. He tell me treat his face like a rose. Get somebody else to do it. Posting in New York at Bottega like I'm doing. I taught you how to get him for the check. What we doing? I ain't got 100 mil, but I got it once I flew in. If that don't come on money, I can't. He call me baby, so it's 200.
It's week 5 of the 2026 season, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Bills and the Dolphins under the lights on Sunday night.
We are about 15 miles north of downtown Miami. This is Hard Rock Stadium here in South Florida. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, wild first month of the calendar in the NFL. Had some great games, some finishes that were pretty special, the usual surprises. Now, we hit October, and like you said, this is where the season really gets going.
Yeah, doesn't it just feel like on the NFL calendar, every month kind of has its own vibe, right? It's September. You're just starting to figure out how good you are. You don't even know how good your own team is, let alone the rest of the league. And once the calendar page turns to October, things start to become a little bit more clear. We know the contenders. We know the teams that have a long road ahead of them. These October games go a long way to setting the table come playoff time later in the season.
The veteran, Jason Sanders, ready to get us started. And off we go here on Sunday Night Football. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Buffalo offense set to go to work for the first time. They'll be led by the big fella, 6'5" quarterback Josh Allen.
I think the biggest thing that stood out from last week's game was when they went into the game with an initial plan, how quickly were they able to get away from that when they realized it wasn't working? I think they got a lot of unscouted looks, meaning the defense threw a lot of exotic looks at them, blitzes, different fronts and coverages, maybe things they didn't work on all week. So the key this week is understand what is the defense looking to do today and how fast can we make those adjustments if we're not having early success.
Give them 14 on that play, one first down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
To the sideline, looked in by Cooper. They face second down and 7. Out of the gun, here's Allen. That's taken in. Keon Coleman. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
You can't run plays like this, Mike, if you don't have incredible pass protection. I mean, he started on the left side of the formation, and look how far he had to go across the field before that ball was caught. That's going to take time. That's going to take a lot of trust in that quarterback, in his protectors, to know he can stand tall in that pocket and wait for his receiver to break open.
Amari Cooper was the man he was looking for, and it'll bring up second down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make third down manageable and take your chances picking up a key third down? Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away. On the opening drive, because sometimes when you miss one early, we've seen head coaches change how they approach 4th down situations. Is he going to get as many chances here? We're going to find out throughout the rest of the game.
Opening carry of the game for the speedster, Devon Achane. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35.
I think this is something that we can expect to see here, especially early, Mike, as this team gets into a rhythm. They want to lean on this run game. They feel like they have a lot of advantages over this defense, and you can see from the first play here why they feel that way.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Out of the gun, here's Russ. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
He'll get rid of it and complete it. And And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
And a nice run. Get them about 9. It'll bring up second down. They'll stay on the ground with Achan. And the Dolphins are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Here's Achan. Powering forward. He's in. Come on, Achan. Touchdown, Dolphins. Touchdown number 7 for him on the year. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
The extra point by Sanders is good. And the Dolphins will take a 7-0 lead. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Bills offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. They'll run with a man who went to high school nearby in Miami Central. It's James Cook. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Allen. Oh, he pumps up the football. One of his teammates there to take it back in.
Well, fortunately for this quarterback, Mike, thanks to the alert play by one of his teammates, they're going to prevent this from being a turnover. It's just so hard as the quarterback. You're trying to keep your eyes downfield. You're trying to keep the plays alive. You have to feel the rush. You have to understand when that clock's going off. That ball either needs to come out or it certainly needs to be protected.
Trying to find some seam out there, but he will not. They get him behind the line, and 4th down is coming up.
Well, when you call a screenplay, of course, you're looking to catch the defense off guard and pick up a chunk play. You're not thinking you're actually going to find yourself going backwards, but that's exactly the case here, and really nice job by the defense sniffing that one out.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Dolphins offense ready to see what they can do on their 2nd possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. On the ground to start the drive, it's Achan. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. Once again, it's Achan. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. 17 yards, the gain there. Good for a Dolphin. So we are through one on Sunday Night Football. It's the Dolphins with the early lead. And we're back South Florida after this. Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. Now Russ. He's going to run it. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Here's H.A. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
He's brought down at the 31. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
On the ground is H.A. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Here's Wilson to throw. He gets that to his tight end, Smith. A pickup of 14 as he takes it to the 14.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, than on 3rd down or critical moments. That's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. A run up the middle with H.N. And he will get into the end zone. Come on, H.N. Touchdown, Miami. That's a 2-touchdown game for him. Numbers 7 and 8 for the season. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
Now Sanders on for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Dolphins move out on top 14-0. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. From the gun, Josh Allen. That is downfield into the hands of Keon Coleman. And he's going to take this one all the way. 70 yards. Touchdown, Buffalo. On now, Cade York for the point after. He's got it. And the Bills are on the board. It's now 14-7. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here he is, Tyreek Hill back to return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. Devon Achane ready to take the field with the rest of his Miami offensive teammates. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this first half. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. That's his third catch of this first half and good enough for a first down.
Talk about a thing of beauty. Mike, did you see how many tight ends were on the field on that last play? They call it 13 personnel because there's one running back, 3 tight ends, 1 wide receiver. So everybody on defense is thinking run. They catch him off guard a little with the pass, and they take advantage of it with a big gain downfield.
It's a big play there for Miami. 36 yards.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in.
And that one just kept getting worse and worse until finally they bring him down.
Well, that's certainly one way to bounce back here defensively after giving up a huge explosive play on the previous snap. To bounce back and come away with a sack. Now you find yourself in 2nd and long. You can catch your breath, and the opportunity to get off the field has just gone up. After that first down sack, I think we both kind of looked at each other and said, all right, well, there goes this drive. But a really nice job there in the passing game on second. Them from 2nd and long to now at least 3rd and manageable.
Two minutes remain here in this first half. We'll come back to Miami after this. Here now, 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he's into the end zone. Russell Wilson. Touchdown, Dolphins. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. A good return as he takes it across the 30. Here's 1st and 10. In motion, Shakir. Now Allen on 1st down. That's taken in by Shakir. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. He'll drop this underneath to Cook. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9. Here's Allen to throw. This one complete right side. That's his 3rd catch of this first half and good enough for a first down.
You find yourself in these 2-minute drills, Mike. They're pretty critical moments in the game. They go a long way to deciding the outcome. So it makes a lot of sense. You start looking for your top target, and he comes through for him there.
To throw again, it's Allen. That's complete to his tight end. It's Dawson Knox. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Cooper going in motion. Again, it's Allen to the air. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Throwing again. It's Allen. That one's complete. It's Ray Davis. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Allen going to throw again. This one is hauled in. Are the feet in bounds? Yes. Dawson Knox. Touchdown, Bills.
This is one of those cases, Mike, where the play caller understands, I got 3 points in my back pocket. There's no need here to be conservative. Let's keep this drive alive and see if we can come away with a touchdown. But instead of just trying to pick up the first down, the big one, and it's a perfect throw, great catch, and they come away with 6.
York, good on the extra point. And the Bills draw closer here. (21-14). They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Tyreek now to return it. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Dolphins offense and running back Devon Achane set to go to work once more. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Sending it deep for Waddle. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 70 yards. Touchdown, Miami.
That is just a complete disaster. I mean, we're in the final seconds of the first half, Mike, and you give up a huge explosive play that results in a touchdown. No matter what you've done all half, it completely changes the game.
Sanders here for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Dolphins have doubled their advantage. It is now a 28-14 game. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And a nice run. Get them about 9. It'll bring up second down. On play action, Allen. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
That is caught! And he will score! Amari Cooper! Touchdown, Buffalo!
Mike, I'm not sure how else to put it other than this is just a complete defensive breakdown. I mean, from where this ball was snapped, you simply have to just defend the end zone, and if they throw it short, come up and rally tackle. If they throw it in the end zone, high point the ball and knock it down. You cannot give up 6 points to end this half.
The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late.
Kicker. Defense.
So we're at halftime here on Sunday Night Football. As we head north to Orlando, we're going to join the coach, Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone. This is the EA Sports halftime report. So let's get you caught up on what's going on around the National Football League. Stadium in the capital city of Indianapolis, where it was the visiting Jaguars who were able to come away with the road victory. Trevor Lawrence leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Jaden Daniels leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. And then finally, a good one on Monday Night Football between the LA Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. It was Devon Achane who's had the strong first half. He had a nose for the end zone as he wound up with 2 touchdowns on the ground in those first 2 quarters. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators, trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. Tyreek now to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense and Russell Wilson set to take over once more. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they're trying to keep it going. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. What? Out of the gun, it's Wilson.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short game.
2nd down and 8. They'll run this one straight ahead with Achane. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. What about that? Out of bounds, all the way down inside the 15. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. That goes for 58.
They really showed off their connection on that pitch and catch, Mike, and just really good ball placement and really good separation downfield. And when those two things align, it's just really challenging for a defender to stay with them and take that play away.
They can still get a first down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. Here's a give to HN. He makes one man miss, but stopped quickly as they hold him to a gain of 1. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Now it's Wilson. And he's not going to be able to get away. Very good coverage on the perimeter. It goes down as a loss of yards.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. He's got it inside the 5. To the goal line and in. Jonnu Smith. Touchdown, Miami.
You can just see the comfort, Mike, that this offense continues to play with. The early momentum in the first half has carried here after the break, and you can see this group just slowly starting to pull away.
And I'm thinking, Greg, about the guys on the other side. You're waiting at halftime, that other offense waiting to get back on the field. What happens? They come right out, extend the lead, and now the task gets a lot tougher for the second half. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. So Allen and the Bills getting set for their next possession. And we show you some of... First and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
That's to the sideline. It is intercepted, but I don't think he was able to stay in bounds. And indeed, the officials concur. It is... Mike McDaniel unhappy with the last call, and out comes the challenge flag.
Previous play is under review.
And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over. Remember, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear, incontrovertible visual evidence to the contrary. In other words, it's got to be the truth.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So the challenge is not successful, and that will cost them the first of their 3 timeouts for the half. On 3rd down, it's Josh Allen. And that is incomplete.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, They're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Dolphins offense and their running back set to go once more. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Achane. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He keeps it himself.
Just getting anything out of that one, I think, is a positive. It looked like he might have to throw it away early. Instead, he pulls it down. He winds up picking up a yard.
Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, here's Russ. That's complete. It's Waddle. And he'll be stopped short of the first down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8. 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run it here. It's Achane. And for the moment, that's a 1st down, but we do have a marker down. Let's see if this one will hold up. Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for 3rd down and 5. Wilson to throw. That is caught by Washington. It's a pickup of 13 yards. 1st down, Miami.
I think the defender thought he had himself a pick here, Mike. He saw that curl coming the entire way, but unfortunately for him, it was a curl and go. They took him deep. Leads to a huge pickup.
And he kept that play alive as long as he could, but the rush eventually gets to him and takes him down.
Sometimes, Mike, your greatest strength can also be a little bit of your weakness. In this case, he is so used to being able to buy more time with his feet, extend the play, give his targets more time downfield to uncover. In this case, nothing materializes, tried to do too much, and as a result, takes a big loss.
Now he takes off.
The key to a good quarterback scramble, Mike, is knowing when it's time to go from a thrower to a runner, and that's exactly what we see. Down, but he's able to pick up some really positive yards and then get out of bounds.
He's got his man right side. It's complete. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line. Sensational stats in this one, and now that pass gets him over 300 yards on the evening. Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. On the carry, here's Achane. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. So we'll take it to the other end as we are through 3. And Sunday Night Football continues after this. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Now Achane. And he will not be able to get free. picking up only a yard. Now it's third down. They'll toss it here to Achan. And he will score again. Come on, Achan. Touchdown, Dolphins. That is his third touchdown of the game and his ninth for the year. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Now Sanders on for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Dolphins will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Bills offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. From the gun, Josh Allen. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. And sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient. But at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
This hasn't been his best game by any means, but what I really like, Mike, is regardless of the score, regardless of the time of the game, he is out there battling. He's doing everything in his power to chip away and see if he can get his team back in this game here in the fourth quarter. They've got to find a way to capitalize in this drive. Continue to cut into that deficit. Every possession is critical. Take advantage when you have the ball.
One more time going up top with Allen. Looking middle, he's got to complete to Coleman. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. From the shotgun, it's Allen. A short throw caught by Kincaid. And this drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up first and goal for his team. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game.
Five wide.
Out of the gun, here's Allen. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete. Go again from the 3. It is second and goal. In motion, Shakir. And he'll take it on in. Khalil Shakir. Touchdown, Bills. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, Malik Washington. Now an opening past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. Out comes Miami and the offense to get started on their next drive. As we look back at some of the highlights of this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. He runs with it. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
This one complete to Washington. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
And he's going to have a first down. Good run down inside the 45-yard line.
And all you can do at this point, Mike, is just really marvel at how well he's been able to run the ball. And throughout the course of the game, they've certainly not been shy in giving it to him, and I think he's held up his side of the bargain.
He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
95. 18.
Play clock has expired. They're not going to get this one off on
Delay
top.
of game, offense.
On the handoff, this is HN. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. 2nd and a yard. They'll stay on the ground with HN. And he's got another one. Come on, HN. Touchdown, Miami. What a night he's having. That's 4 touchdowns in this game alone. That touchdown puts him in double digits. Now 10 rushing touchdowns on the season. Wilson has everyone set as they will go for 2. They'll run with HN. And he finds his way to the end zone again. Scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend the lead. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. This returnable from the 4. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Bills offense and Keon Coleman set to get back to work. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Allen will throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
That's caught downfield by Cooper. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. 33 yards. They'll throw on first down with Allen. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Again, it's Allen to the air. That's to the left side where he's got Kincaid.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Really nice job with the protection up front. Just nobody could get open downfield. So it's a combination of your offensive weapons have to do a better job taking advantage of that time to work and separate. But also, how impressive is that by that defense to be able to cover for that amount of time?
That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. Timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays.
And he's in. Amari Cooper. Touchdown, Buffalo. That his second touchdown tonight.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6. Mike, I think all of us can remember exactly where we were during a certain Super Bowl where throwing the ball this close to the goal line ended up being a disaster. But unlike that time, they ran this pass play to perfection, and the result, 2 points. Well, that recovery certainly makes things a little more interesting, but you're still down 2 possessions, so you've got to work fast, score quickly, and then line back up and recover another one.
They'll drop to throw. That's taken in by Shakir. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. They have 2 timeouts, but not much time. Down 2 scores as we get to 1st and 10. Toward the perimeter, it's Cooper. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. And this is going to be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet.
Well, that was step 1. The offense did their job, get this thing back within 1 possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
A 1-score game late, and you figure they got to have this one as they'll try an onside kick.
With the rule changes on kickoff, Mike, it's just so hard to really expect to recover an onside kick nowadays. There's a lot of people pushing for kind of a radical change to this. Hey, can we make it 4th and 15? Offense gets the go. If they convert it, they keep the ball. I'm not sure that ever happens, but we can see here an onside kick, not much of a chance.
On 1st and 10, it's Achan. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. The Bills going to use their final timeout here. And the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the ballgame. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Once again, it's Achan. And he's not going to get there again. Same player, same result. No gain, and now it's 4th down. And we'll get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining. So here comes Jason Sanders in a big spot. This to make it a 2-possession lead. That's long enough, and it's good! On target from long range. So a win here for the Dolphins. They continue to be the hottest team in the NFL here in the first couple of months of the season as they remain unbeaten. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Dolphins, home winners here as we say farewell from South Florida.
Button. Game party. Madden NFL 25. New notification.
My phone died.
Join the party.
Damn. Hey, you know what though? I freaking 2, 4, 5. I threw to 5 different receivers and gave them all a lot of yards. So I wasn't hitting just one guy, man. My passing game that I got now, my favorite plays, I got everybody in certain plays that are open in those certain plays, man. Yeah. So I don't go to Tyreek all the time. I got certain ones for Waddle, I got certain ones for Tyreek, I got certain ones for my tight end, and I got certain ones for my third receiver. Week 7, it sounds like we're in week 6. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Just hope you survive this next game. Let's see who's number 1 right now. Let me advance this. We're both 5-0, so I don't know who they're saying is number 1 right now. I don't know if you've been scoring a lot of points every game. I think that's how they get it. They get the most points. I got one upgrade to do real quick. All right, I'm advancing it right now. Everybody's played, right? That was the Sunday night. Okay. What'd you score last game? How many points you put up last game? Where you at? Where you at? Chiefs. 31. Okay. And right now, you are leading the league in rushing with 598 with a quarterback. What the hell, dude? I guess you don't pass much. You just like to run. No, you do what you want. Yeah, hey, you do what you want. I'm just saying. I peep people out. I peep people out how they play. So here we go. Okay, week 6 coming up now. It's loading. Oh shit! I'm Sunday Night Football against the 49ers. Well, I got the 49ers this week, got you next week, and the Ravens the following week. Yeah, I got the 4. I got to worry about. No, I'm Sunday night. I'm definitely not first. So let me see. Let me see what's going on here. So I'm Sunday night, which I know I'm not up. The Eagles are 1 o'clock game. The Chiefs, you're 4:05, so you're not up next. So far it's Mike only. Now the Ravens. So far only Mike. Ravens are Monday Night Football. He's last. So I'm second to last. So he can't play. So Mike's first, and he might not play tonight because he's poker tonight. He gets home kind of late. He might get one in though. He might get that one. If I tell him to get it in, he'll get it in. But it's gonna be a late night if you can play. You're next after Mike anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna do it on the thing too, on the chat too. But yeah, he's last. He's Monday Night Football. He's last. He don't play until yeah. All right, all right, bye. Yeah, he plays after me. Still there?
Game base selected. Game parties. You can stop to. Party invite new party. Gilbert's party. Party. Madden NFL 25.
Some Sunday.
Money growing on trees, hanging on palm, spilling, cold 3, on 4, she don't want a 16, renegade on a, make it, buy a tree, no love, I'm asleep with my Porsche 911, slide through the section, gotta show my homies I'm on now, both souls on the ground, never sold out, what you know about this, no glitz and glamour, under my polo pajamas, face getting ran, gotta watch, with no randomness, the sneaky if police come action, then you never see me, the ghetto would trap you, but I love it. I love it. In the ghetto, I'm a Martian, crash landed. In the dirty apartment, stay silent. I forever be the hardest, big time. Like the New Orleans, real shine. Like the Paranoia. City in the ghetto, I'm a soldier. Where they at? Huh? Where they at?
Oh, we need nobody else but God. That's all we need, you understand what I'm saying? Everybody else is sour, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, family, turn your back on you, everything, you know what I'm talking about? But you know one day, you got a soldier like me, I'm gonna stay solid, baby, to the bone, bro, so you know me. You understand what I'm saying? Off the top.
I don't need your flowers, I'm living. First time I seen $1 million, I squinted. Bro, give me a pack to help me hustle. Came a long way from the project building. That's where Granny went when she left Louisiana, trying to dodge Jim Crow. But you can't escape the master stained glass windows. Got my vision from the past. I'm probably finna go to hell, but it don't matter, seeing heaven on earth. No, I could have been up on the shirt. If I ain't get my dick together, go to work. I've been hitting the licks since flip verse flirts. Riding like witchcraft, finding beauty in the darkness like Rembrandt. Everybody gang, gang, gang till it get bad. Do you hear me? The ghetto was a mismatch. You ain't never finna win that. Nah. In the ghetto, I'm a Martian, crash landed. In the dirty apartment, stay silent. I forever be the hardest, big time. Like New Orleans, real shine. Like the Paranoia. City in the ghetto, I'm a soldier. Where they at? Huh? Where they at? In the ghetto, I'm a Martian, crash landed. In the dirty apartment, stay silent. I forever be the hardest, big time. Like New Orleans, real shine. Like the Paranoia. City in the ghetto, I'm a soldier. Where they at? Huh? Where they at?
Thanks for broadcast.